Welcome to the training lab. Today we're going to be discussing cable installation. I'm Jake. First off, let's go over the tools that you're going to need to complete this. 1/4-inch Allen wrench, dead blow hammer, marking utensil, and our multi-function hand tool. On our end posts, if we have 1/2-inch holes, I know that that is going to get a level tension kit, right? We need to draw tension ideally from both sides of the run. And we can go up to 60 feet with that. Level tension kit here, level tension kit here on my other end post. And then for my pass-throughs, all I'm gonna need is 2 steel insert sleeves. Doesn't matter which side I start with, but I've got my cable over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and crimp this side first. Making sure to thread your components on ahead of time. I'm gonna go ahead and pass through my 1/2-inch hole and then put my steel inserts on. Right, these are gonna go opposite orientation so I can pound them into the posts. Sometimes when you cut your cable, these will fray a little bit, just spin them back together. Now I'm ready to go ahead and crimp on a threaded crimp fitting for my level tension kit. I want this to be right at the inside face of my post, so you get used to that, what that looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on this side, and then I'll double check to make sure it's in that right spot over here, which I'm happy with that. Make sure that this is fully seated, right? It can get caught right there and you'll get a wrong measurement. Yeah, so make sure this is fully seated. And again, I'm gonna pull my cable taut. Notice I didn't put these components on because I know that I have an open end on this side. If I were to have threaded on my steel inserts for here and here, I'd probably put a piece of tape on here to keep them from flying off. I wanna go 1/2-inch in from the inside face of my post. And I'm ready to cut this side. I've got this other side cut. I'm gonna go ahead and now thread on my other components, my steel inserts. Double checked already that these are in the correct orientation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on for my intermediate, and then I'm gonna turn it around to this other one. And then before I crimp again, I'm just gonna double check to make sure that this is in the right spot, and I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I'm ready to crimp this other side now. Grab a tension receiver, get that started, I'm finger tight, and I'm gonna repeat that process for the rest of the cables. Again, never do this without your handrail on ahead of time. You'll never be able to tension up your posts. And I find that with the cables or rod infill on there, even glass, it gets in the way when you're installing this. So make sure this is on and everything's really solid before you do any of this, and you will be thankful. Again, I like to have all my cables on for this so I can just go right up the post and do them all at the same time. And I'm ready for my final tighten. 5/32 cable and a 1/4-inch Allen wrench are gonna be things you tighten it with. Make sure you have that dead blow. Other hammers don't work nearly as well, especially a rubber mallet. It's just gonna bounce right off. Just be careful. Rule 1, 2, and 3 is double check your components before you crimp both sides. Again, I'm not going to use the neoprene sleeve this time. I'm just going to grip it, make sure it's not spinning. If it's spinning, the other side's just going to come out. Make sure all my cables are at least this taut and move from the inside to the outside. There's not any code that has like a torque spec on this for us, so it's just by feel. Thanks for joining us, and good luck on your project.